Greetings, salutations, and good morning, sports fans. It is The Drive. Good to have you in on a Wednesday, getting you halfway through the work week from the Finley Hyundai Studios. Devin, Paulie, T8, and we got a good show on tap for you, as always, on your hump day. Paulie, what's good, buddy?
Hanging in there, my friend. Just trying to make it.
Just trying to get to the Final Four on Saturday?
That's right. Just make it to Saturday.
You get those first 2 weeks of the Final Four, and then you get this calm after the storm. I found myself watching Mariner baseball again last night. Yankees were in town. Not the result I was looking for, so that was a little less than stellar performance by my M's last night. But you and I were talking before the show about how much fanfare there has been for the NCAA tournament this year. And we always gripe about NIL. We always gripe about it's not a level playing field and there needs to be a salary cap in college sports. But the fact of the matter is this has been the most watched NCAA tournament of all time, and everybody's just chomping at the bit to get back to Saturday to get to Indianapolis to the Final Four games.
Yeah, CBS Sports and TNT Sports are reporting record viewership through the Elite Eight. That's the most watched tournament since 1993, averaging 10.3 million viewers through the Elite Eight across TBS, CBS, TNT, and True TV, up 9% from last year. The UConn-Duke game in the Elite Eight peaked with 18.9 million viewers on CBS for the game winner.
You don't sound that excited about that.
I mean, I'm excited about it.
I can't tell by the tone of your voice. You sound like a robot over there reading the figures and the numbers. I mean, up 18 million viewers?
Yeah, 18.9.
That's flirting with Super Bowl, up in the 20 million range. 25, 26 million people tune in for a Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's flirting with numbers. I mean, it's not the same. I get that there's still a gap, but that's pretty impressive. Do you think it's because people are leaving the NBA and finding the product in college more entertaining?
I would say that's some of it, but it's just in the NIL era, you're seeing the best of the best in these tournament games. There's really if you're a blue blood fan or not, it doesn't matter. You're seeing the best. So it's not a question of if you're seeing the top talent. I mean, we're seeing it this year. I mean, Michigan, Arizona, Illinois kind of snuck in, of course, but UConn, all blue bloods, the three of them at least. So pretty impressive that the country seems to be following the viewing trends of the top teams, boasting the high viewership numbers. And that Duke-UConn game, it's a blue blood game to the core, and it averaged almost 19 million viewers. So that's crazy numbers for a college basketball game, even if it's in March, even if it's a March Madness game.
Well, and we feel the buzz for the NCAA. We have promotion after promotion. We get our March Madness road to the finals. We do our bracket challenge. We're giving out $995 in cash. I mean, when the NCAA tournament sets viewership records for the first two rounds, you're off to a good start, and they did this year.
Yeah.
And then when you start reading stories, they've got their best viewership in the last 33 years. You're like, man, 33 years ago, there was only like 17 channels. Now there's like 17,000 channels.
That's right.
And so many different digital providers you can watch these channels on. And then you see men's NCAA tournament averaging 10.3 million viewers per game. Okay, that's incredible. Yeah. Incredible numbers coming from the NCAA.
Yeah.
And then you realize the NCAA is a lame duck organization and it has lost all control, but people love it. People love the product.
Yeah, the product's still great.
The parody's best it's ever been.
Said it was the same way in college football. Like, the people are going to tune in for these big brands and these big teams that put together great teams. So it's the best of the best going. I think that the Duke-UConn game was kind of the climax of the entire tournament. We'll see if the Final Four delivers better. But I think that you can't really top that moment with two, UConn's won a litany of national championships since 1999. Duke's been a blue blood program, and they just dueled to the very end, and it was compelling. And I think this whole tournament has been compelling. So despite the lack of upsets, which people love the Cinderella stories, they love the Yales, they love the Columbias, they love all the teams that make noise from these small conferences. But at the end of the day, I like seeing the best play the best, and that's what we're getting right now.
Yeah, good stuff. Can't wait for Saturday. Almost a little bit bummed that Michigan and Zona, are squared off. with UConn and Illinois being squared off because I think this year you have 2 1s, a 2, and a 3 seed. Illinois being the 3 seed. The lines are tight on both games, Paulie.
Yeah, really tight.
I mean, a lot of money going to be bet this weekend on the Final Four, but tight lines. Like, have you kind of decided who now that your bracket's busted, now that my bracket's half busted, I have Illinois and I have Arizona in my Final Four. I have Michigan in my Final Four in a pool or 2, but I don't have any pool where I have 3 or 4 legs in my Final Four.
Yeah.
Some I had Michigan State in. I had Duke in a couple. I had Iowa State in a couple. I had those 2 regions. I had a couple different, variations getting to the Final Four. And so I just want to see thrilling basketball. Now my champ is still alive. TA, your champ is still alive too. We both took Arizona.
Yeah.
I know Arizona was probably the number 1 or the number 2 pick team as far as the champion. I think Duke might have had a few more people pick them than Zona, but Zona was right there ahead of even Michigan, UConn, Illinois. Yeah. If you had Illinois and UConn in your Final Four, that was a good pool you filled out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I could make it. I don't like to put all 4 1 seeds in, never do, but. I had a 2, a 3, and 2 1s. I just had the wrong 2 seed, and I had the wrong I had the wrong 1 seed. So my Final Four was Duke, Arizona, Iowa State, Illinois. So I got the Illinois and the Arizona, but I missed on the other 2, which is I don't feel terrible about that. I mean, I'm going to finish if Arizona wins it. I'm going to be in top 10, probably top 30 of the 2 pools that I care about the most, which is our inner office pool with all the Canyon Media Fan Sports Network team, and then our bracket we do to play along with our listeners.
Yeah.
And I'm way down the list on the listeners. I'm 100 and something place. But if Arizona wins and then wins again, I'm going to jump a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump a lot of people.
It's pretty crazy to think about. I was reading an article in the Salt Lake Tribune talking about how the lack of success for Western-based teams, no mountain or Pacific-based program, has been able to break through and win the national championship since Arizona did it last 24 years ago. Every school's been from the East Coast or the Midwest. So the dominance of the Eastern time zone, the Midwestern time zone, I think that is going to continue. I mean, it's a trend, and I know you don't always believe in trends, and I sent you the Hurley thing, how he's undefeated in NCAA tournament games against the spread for the game, and you were a big Duke guy. I understand.
No,
but this is your chance.
They were the better team.
You thought Duke was the better team. That's right.
I did.
And you probably think Arizona's the better team in this matchup.
Well,
but
I don't know.
Michigan is
loaded.
Michigan is favored in the game.
Yeah, I think they have the deeper roster. Michigan lost one of their stars and haven't missed a beat. Yeah. They are big. They are dominant. They are physical. A lot similar to Arizona. That's what I'm saying earlier. That's what I'm alluding to. I think that I wish that might have been the Natty. That should have probably been the Natty.
Yeah.
Because you got the 2-1 seeds, and then on the other side you got the 2 and a 3. I'm just not, I know how there's people that love UConn basketball.
Yeah.
I'm not in the hater club of Dan Hurley. He's just annoying to me, so I have a hard time rooting for UConn.
Yeah.
I mean, his whole thing with the referee during the tournament. Oh, I thought the ref wanted to chest bump me. Ha, 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 ha,
yeah.
ha, ha, ha. You're so funny, Dan.
Yeah,
the ref really, he's a cool cat.
I think it was tongue-in-cheek.
I know.
think it was tongue-in-cheek.
I know. That's why I'm ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Like, that to me, you're covering it up.
He's just making a zing. He's just trying to cover it up.
Yeah.
It was an embarrassing moment, but who cares? He won the game.
Annoying.
That's all that matters.
Annoying.
You and all the Dukies are going home.
Annoying. I'm not alone. There's a lot of people in America.
I know.
That
a lot of people love Duke.
Don't care about Duke. You're roping Duke into a conversation that's irrelevant.
Okay. So what's the relevant part of this conversation?
Dan Hurley's annoying.
Okay. Well, so is Duke.
Okay, then you can hate Duke, and I can hate Dan Hurley, and we can just coexist on a Wednesday morning.
But I'm on the winning side because Duke's gone watching at home, and UConn's playing this weekend.
So where does this hatred of Duke, D-O-O-K, come from?
Well, it's something that's hard to explain to someone in less than 5 minutes. So we're not going to fill up a lot of airtime with why I hate Duke this morning. But
well, you keep roping
it's
him into the conversation like I'm
It's-
a Duke fan.
It's long standing. I'll just say that. So, and they've been one of these power programs since 1997 that's won a bunch of championships, including UConn as well. So I'm wondering if for the West, for the Mountain Time Zone, for all the people that are Arizona alums in the St. George area, I'm sure there's a lot. This is a big weekend for you. This is a chance for Arizona basketball and Tommy Lloyd to do what I thought he couldn't do before this tournament started. He's been an early exit artist his entire career at Arizona. So I was worried about Arizona. That's why I didn't take them in my bracket. I went with a team that won it the year before and a coach that's already done it. And he flamed out. So I was wrong. But I think Michigan is going to get Arizona. Yoxel's a great player. Dusty May is one of the best coaches in the country.
This is my beef with you. Oh, Tommy Lloyd's flamed out. He's early exit in the tournament. This is his 5th season at Arizona. He hasn't been there for 20 years.
Well, what's the farthest he's ever been before this year?
But he's only been there for 5 years. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying you're wrong on your statement, but there's not a lot of longevity there. He was behind Mark Few for so long. He hasn't been a head coach as long as Calipari or Bill Self or a lot of the other, Tom Izzo, any of the other guys
all
that
those
made some
guys
nice
you
runs.
listed have done it before.
I know.
Done it at the highest
and they've
level.
coached for a lot longer. That's my point.
Okay.
So when you start criticizing Tommy Lloyd, you're criticizing a very small sample size. Because
is there disappointment from U of A fans every year? I think there is, much like you have frustration and letdowns with Gonzaga every year. He comes from the same coaching tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's been letting them down like Mark Few has.
Oh, yeah. The North Carolina game in 2017 down in Phoenix. That was brutal. When you talk about West Coast teams trying to win the title, man, San Diego State got boat raced by UConn a couple years ago. Was that the 22-23 season?
Yes.
Where you had a chance there for a West Coast team and a little Mountain West school in San Diego State, home of Kawhi Leonard.
Donovan Clingan and Stephon Castle and just too much talent. Too much talent. Tara actually found a great clip pre-show where Gottlieb again was talking about how he was just so outmatched in a game, playing against, I think it was Ohio State was the team from the clip, and she's got it. So let's listen to this. And this is kind of interesting. You mentioned San Diego State being that small school that made a run, but, this is a coach of a small school. I know we got a fireball comment from him the other day, but this is the same Cowherd podcast, and this is him talking about really the NIL disparity for these small schools, and it's pretty eye-popping to listen to.
They got $3.5 million. We got $95,000. Don't beat yourself up.
Is the Big Ten's resurgence and dominance, is it just checks?
Yes, and I would say there's great coaches in the Big 12. I would say that the Big 12 has been an unbelievable conference. Let's cut to brass tacks. You and I know this. The SEC was seen as a cheaters league. It just was. It's not equal, and the reason that you have the 16-0 favorites is the rest of us, the little guys, we got no shot. You can win a game, you can't win 2 or 3. You just can't. I'll never forget, Colin, we were playing Ohio State last year, and I had Anthony Roy, who was leading the country in scoring. He has 30, and it was 8, and all of a sudden, we changed ball screen coverage and it's 18. I emptied my bench and it's 30. And I'm sitting in there and I'm apoplectic. I have an assistant named Eric Sanders and his nickname is 8th grade. And 8th grade puts his arm around me and I go, dang it. I shouldn't have changed that ball screen coverage. I screwed up. I messed this up. And he's like, Coach, they got $3.5 million. We got $95,000. Don't beat yourself up. We never had a chance,
Wow. Never had a chance.
That's what I've been saying for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can scrap together a couple $100,000 as a small school, and you think you're really getting somewhere, but you're not going to compete with the roster construction. I mean, how much was Duke's roster this year? How much was BYU's roster this year? How much did Arizona pay their roster? They're loaded.
Yeah,
they're loaded for bear. They're going to Alaska bear hunting. They're actually going to Wolverine hunting. A little tongue in cheek there. Look, Gottlieb's not wrong. It's impossible we're never going to have like a Loyola Chicago and Sister Jean story again until we have some sort of salary cap in the NCAA. You can't have teams that have rosters that are $12 million trying to play against rosters like Utah State that have $2 million.
Yeah.
Okay? That's 10 million. That's 5 more bodies that are better than your other 5 bodies. I mean, you might have 1 or 2 guys. In basketball, you can get hot and you can compete.
That's right.
But you can't win 6 games in a row and go to a national championship unless you have that depth and that total team effort. It's still a team game at the end of the day. And when you can pay the whole team, you're going to be better.
Yeah.
You're going to be better. And a grind like a tournament where you got to win and you got to win and you got to win and you got to win just to get to the Final Four. You know, there's what is the total NIL of the 4 teams left? Michigan's paying some dudes, right? They got to have $3 or $4 million in payroll. We know Arizona's plus that.
Yeah.
We know UConn. You know Klingon's getting 6 figures plus, 7 figures plus, just one guy, and then there's others. I'm not sure on Illinois, but I do know Illinois. I mean, Peja Stojakovic's son is on that team. They have 4 of their 6 key players that were European pros, which a lot of people don't like. But at the end of the day, that's the new college basketball era we live in. You go stack. You can recruit European players, and you can get them cleared through the clearinghouse, and it's a level playing field for now. I don't have a problem with it. They did it. It's legal. There's no rule against it. You can complain all you want.
That's right.
I'd be complaining more if a team spends $12 million and another team spends $2 million than if a team recruits better in Europe. Like, to me, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, they're finding players, and everybody's looking far and wide to find the next superstar, and it costs $2 to $3 million. Yaxel Lendenborg, who's the top player for Michigan, he's reportedly making $2.5 to $3 million in NIL. I mean, this is the going rate for a superstar. $2 to $3 million is the going rate for a All-American type, a Conference Player of the Year type, a first-team All-Big Ten type. You got to pay nowadays. And we see with the teams remaining, it's the teams with the high payrolls. So it's no secret. It was the same in college football. Texas Tech built a team through the portal and through Cody Campbell, this oil, rig guy, and going out on oil rigs and selling oil and making a ton of money and just having pride for his school and wanting to see him do big things. And they went far this year, and as have all these basketball teams with deep pockets alumni.
It's to encapsulate the segment. It's kind of got to be a perfect storm right now to have these record ratings, right? You got to have the momentum, the matchups. You got to, know the players. You got to actually fall in love. There's got to be some parity. There's going to be some close games. I mean, we got that with the buzzer beater with UConn coming back from 19 down to beat Duke. The numbers are legit huge. I don't have any other way to put it. I mean, averaging 10.3 million viewers.
Yep.
That's the most since 1993. And in 1993, you didn't have near the competition to watch other things. First and second round alone hit record highs. Nearly $20 million in the peak viewing window. Viewers were there.
Yeah.
And ratings overall are up about 7 to 9% from last year. That's a big jump. If you're a business owner and you can take your top dollar and your revenue and you can jump your business 7 to 9% in a year, that is you're booking the lake house, the houseboat at Lake Powell, right? TA, like if you're up 7 to 9%, you're taking the family on one of them Disney cruises, or you're going to Hawaii or Destin, Florida, or wherever the hot spot is.
Yeah.
Outer Banks, North Carolina, with Paul. I mean, whatever.
That's right. Yes.
Whatever. Unbelievable. I love to see the NCAA doing well because I do like the NCAA product. I have watched that. We were sky high back in late summer last year about this year's college basketball season.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to see that we were not wrong when we were hyping, the Big 12 and Mountain West and Utah State and BYU and the Bonza,
Yeah.
and we were talking about that all football season.
Yeah.
Which is never the case. I can never in my radio career remember us talking BYU basketball months before the season started, but this year we were. Now I know the tournament was a dud for BYU.
Yes.
I understand that, but you don't have to look past the injuries to understand why that happened, and obviously, there's only so much one guy can do. I mean, Arizona's top 8 is just, nobody's as good as DeBon's. I know Bradley wins the Big 12 Player of the Year award, but 2 through 7, 2 through 8, Arizona is superior at every position.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the better roster construction. And Arizona did overcome some injuries this year. Pete missed a little bit of time.
Yeah.
They had other guys miss a little bit of time. And they still rolled through the Big 12 conference. That's how
right.
deep that team is. That Michigan Arizona game is going to be electric.
Yeah.
It's going to be electric. I'm sticking to my guns, though. I think Illinois is going to upset UConn, and I think Arizona is going to beat Michigan. So I have both the underdogs because I think they're both the other way favored. UConn by a point or two, and Michigan by a point or two.
I think Illinois is the favorite.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Over Hurley and UConn. That surprises me a little bit.
I think I saw it as of yesterday.
Okay,
It's like
you
2
could be right.
points for
I haven't looked that
Illinois.
closely because it's only Wednesday. It is good to be up with you here. 1st of April. Anybody got a joke plate on them for April Fools yet this morning? Like did Trevor put some different colored milk in the fridge or anything? TA?
Nope. He was still in bed.
Oh, okay. Paulie
When I left, yeah.
There you
Paulie
go.
hasn't had any time to play a joke on anybody yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. Though.
April Fools.
Devising
Day.
something.
Amy played a joke on everybody in the office, told them to all wear their Sunday best today.
Seriously?
Did you see that? Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's in like suits and stuff.
Yeah, she got some people for sure.
Oh, she went around saying, "Hey, we've got some guests in the studio. Everybody needs to dress
Everybody
up."
dressed nice.
Some photo shoot or something. Yeah, she
And
had
so
some
there's people.
devised
So is
stuff.
Mikey wearing like a tuxedo?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Brian's wearing a suit. Mikey's wearing a tie.
Suit and tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's,
So she got a couple people.
She
She
got
did,
some
yeah.
people. Yep.
Yep.
For
She's
sure.
sneaky like that.
Yeah.
I like that. But she
Yeah,
didn't get
UConn-
us.
or,
No, she didn't get
Illinois
us.
is the favorite.
She didn't get us.
Yeah.
Paulie, do you even have a suit to wear?
Yes,
Wow.
that's right.
I don't know. When was the last time you wore it? Christmas party?
Connor's wedding, maybe.
Ah, Cece's wedding. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right, we're off and running. Good to have you in on the drive from the Findlay Hyundai Studios. We'll take a break. We're back in a flash. We got a lot to get into. Let's recap a little bit of the high school baseball games from last night. Give you a little recap brought to you by TDS coming up when we come back. And then want to get into we're getting right down to the nitty gritty at the end of the playoff race in the NHL. So we're going to go through the percentages of likelihood for the Knights, the Mammoths, some of the other teams to make the NHL postseason. That coming up first hour as well. Good to have you in on the drive, back in a flash.
likes it.
I like this song, but I don't know this song.
He was squinting. And
I was
looking
like, who
over.
is this? Who
Falling
is
in
this?
reverse.
Yes, this is her
This
number
is one of my
one.
favorite bands, yeah.
Or one of number ones, right?
Really? This is a rare occasion. TA plays a song that I love.
Be careful. If you
Yeah.
dive into their full catalog, they're a little heavier than that. You know?
Yeah, this is more of a stadium series that they did. So
They do a little screaming. So
They
if you're
do.
not into screaming, then it might not be for you. But the stadium series is great. I enjoy it.
yeah, I think all of them are great. But
Yeah. OAR put out 2 new singles the other day.
oh wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I was listening to those the other night and got them loaded up on pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
There's a sax solo in the middle of where we are right now that's like, okay, that's what I like about OAR.
Yeah.
That sax solo. Like,
Nice.
ooh, it's so good about the. I don't know. We'll have to check it out in the break. We got some games to recap from last night.
Yeah.
And we'll start with baseball. Baseball out on the diamond. We had our Boulevard home coverage out at Hurricane. The crew was out in H-Town. TA, you and Paulie were both out there last night.
Yeah.
And it was fun because we had Gianni on the show yesterday. Here's this junior from Hurricane High School, if you missed the show yesterday, that had germinoma cancer and had to miss time his freshman and all of his sophomore year while he was going through chemo. Had to step away from the game that he loves to play, and he's now back on the team. He's got some great news from the doctors, and they got everything removed off of his brain, and the cancer is out of his body, and it's allowed him to return to playing. He's been DHing, and we got a little highlight because we had him on the show, and I was so impressed with this young man and his story, and he brought it last night. Here is you guys last night. This is Caden and Paul and Tara out at Hurricane.
Bat. And Giammalva with a rip right through the 5-6 gap for a single.
And he's getting the team fired up as he looks to the dugout. And
Yeah, did good.
What was he? I didn't see him looking to the dugout.
He was kind of, doing the arms.
Yeah,
trying to
type
get the
thing.
rally
Yeah.
going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. He was trying to get them to flip their hats inside out and get the rally started. So that was a cool
good.
moment. He also had a stolen base in the game, which moves him to 9 and the team leads. So he had a good game. As far as the Tigers, they do fall 10-4. The Snow Canyon lineup was just really, really locked in. And Cale Esplin pitched kind of a masterpiece on the mound. He just limited the Tigers for most of the game. They made a nice late inning push, kind of loaded them up, and posed a little bit of a threat of a comeback in the 7th. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of very dangerous situations for Snow Canyon. Cale Esplin really nailed it down last night. He was great.
What's the kid's name? Lonnie Matsuoka?
Yeah, he had a triple and a double.
Yeah, he had a good game last night.
He
And
was
it's
seeing
not
the
like
ball.
Hurricane didn't get a few hits,
Yeah, they did.
Jim Alva had a hit there. Joey Monty had a hit in the game, he said. There was some moments. They just didn't string enough of them together against Esplin. And this Snow Canyon lineup, and they were facing who? Goebel, the sophomore?
Goebel, yes.
I mean, Vaughn, Diesel Lee, Kate Kelch, Hansen, JP Hancock. This is a loaded roster again for Coach Seacrest.
Yeah.
A lot of Snow Canyon fans feel like this is the team to beat.
Yeah,
I know Desert Hills is in the Des News latest rankings is number 1, and I think Snow Canyon sitting there at 3. But there's some other polls around the state that Snow Canyon is actually number 1. There's people out there that believe this Snow Canyon team is the team to beat in Region 9 this year. Now, only time will tell once we get through the slate and get into the postseason. We think it's going to be par for the course here with our usual Region 9 dominance once we get into bracket play and up there to Lundquist Field and Kearns High School for the state baseball championships.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Crimson is still the defending champ. Snow Canyon looks really good. Desert Hills looks really good. Dixie is still a team to watch out for. I'm not ruling Pineview, Cedar, or Hurricane out from winning some games this year. I didn't think anybody was going undefeated, and I certainly didn't think anybody would go winless this year.
Yeah.
Now, remember, Hurricane went winless last year, in region play. It wasn't until they played Pineview in a super regional that they won a game.
Yeah.
To me, the scoring and this team has improved. This is a better version of Hurricane baseball than it's been in the past. Would you agree after seeing them live last night?
First time I'd been to H-Town for a baseball game.
It's a nice field.
And a great setting, got the nice backdrop behind the outfield fence, and just a ton of fans out there last night supporting. I mean, I think that just at a wider view, when you talk about Hurricane basketball, football, and baseball, you can say objectively that every one of those programs is on the rise. So I think that the baseball team, last night wasn't their night, but I think they're going to get some wins in the region play. I mean, I think they're going to have be in the mix. So Hurricane baseball, I think they are making a charge to be relevant in region this year.
Snow Canyon sweeps the Tigers, though. Beat them 9-0, beat them 10-4.
Just a tough matchup.
Yeah,
I think they'll get their wins.
Other games last night, Cedar backed up their win last week against Dixie on the road with a hang on and close it out scenario. Dixie was down in this game. They rallied for 3 runs in the 7th. They cut it to 5-4. They had the bases juiced, and Cedar gets out of the jam to beat the Flyers and sweep Dixie. Final score was 5-4. They got a huge insurance run in the 6th inning that proved to be the difference. Cedar jumped out on Jordan Andreas. She got hit last night. 4 runs given up in that first inning. And then Dixie had to kind of chip away in the latter stages to give themselves a chance to win, and they just needed one more hit, and they couldn't get it. Couldn't get it. So Cedar 5, Dixie 4. And then, as is the case in Region 9 baseball, it's tough to win region games, and it's tough to sweep teams. And Desert Hills, as good as they looked at home the other night, taking care of Crimson. Paul, you and I were over there last Friday night for that game. Crimson gets a little payback, and you're like, how good did Desert Hills look? What's wrong with Crimson? And that's the knee-jerk reaction after a lopsided, loss or win.
Yeah.
And then you go to the other side. And I said during the broadcast last Friday, Crimson ain't going to hit that panic button. They're going to go focus and try to get a split, and they're going to be just fine. And they did. And a 3-1 win, 3 runs on 8 hits for the Mustangs, 1 run on just 4 hits for the Thunder. That's good pitching for the Mustangs.
Really good pitching.
Yeah. Cutter Christensen goes 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Ricardo Navarro had a hit. Tyler Ransom pitched. He's the Texas A&M commit. He pitched 5. He had 5 strikeouts in this game. Gets the win. That's a pretty good outing for Tyler Ransom. So between Navarro, one of the move-ins, they have 4 that are newcomers on the team for the first year, and Ransom. Those two had an integral part in a little payback as Crimson gets the split head-to-head with Desert Hills. And who knows how big that will be going towards the end of the season when we see what's at stake for a Region 9 championship, which I still care about even though the RPI doesn't.
Yeah.
Jax Tolman takes the loss last night for D Hills, 3-1 the final. So Snow Canyon over Hurricane, Cedar edges Dixie, and Crimson beats Desert Hills last night on the Diamond. Region 9 baseball. We'll be back at it again tonight. We've got another broadcast coming your way. We will be Dixie at Snow Canyon tonight. That'll be our next broadcast.
Wow. Should be a great game.
Tonight. I know Desert Hills is firing up a set with Pineview. We're going to have eyes on that one. It was actually like a tough decision there because we haven't had a Pineview game on the broadcast yet, but they had the Region 9 bye in week 1.
Yeah.
We've seen, in the last 3 broadcasts, we've seen 6 of our 7 teams.
Yeah.
Our last 3 broadcasts, we had Dixie Cedar, we had Crimson and Desert Hills, and then last night, Hurricane and Snow Canyon.
Yeah.
And so there's something about the Dixie Snow Canyon matchup. Those 2 teams seem not to like each other, even in the Region 9 Media Day. You ask a player on each team who you're looking forward to playing. Snow Canyon players will say Dixie. Dixie players will say Snow Canyon. This was the spot last year at Snow Canyon to start region play. I don't know if you were with me, Paul, but one of the Dixie coaches got banned to the dugout for arguing, and then I think Chunner Nyberg, this was his first region game
Yeah,
as
I
a
was at
skipper.
that one.
He walks up out of the dugout to
Gets
go,
thrown out.
and he got
Yeah.
tossed for leaving the dugout because they had been banned to the dugout, justifiably so or not. That was a fiasco I didn't like to see in his first region game. That happened, a miscommunication, whatever the case was. I don't know what one of his assistant coaches said. I don't think it was entirely Chunner's fault at all, but it is his team. So at the end of the day, there's bad blood between Dixie and Snow Canyon is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
And so that's going to be the game we're going to bring you tonight, presented by the Boulevard. It's a 7 o'clock first pitch from Snow Canyon High School.
Yeah.
So
Should be a great one.
Looking forward to that. Going to be fun to see how that shakes out. Of course, there was boys soccer last night. Did we have any lacrosse last night? I don't think we had any lacrosse. Isn't the lacrosse going Wednesday night?
Check
Sarah?
with our
Yeah.
resident insider.
Yeah, lacrosse is tonight.
There you go.
There's games tonight. By the way, our last week's Jimmy John's highlight of the week was a Snow Canyon no-look lacrosse goal. Did
I
you
saw that.
That was insane.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Phenomenal goal,
Yeah.
wasn't it? I got a text from a golfing buddy of mine, and he said, "Hey, can you send me that clip?" And I said, "Sure." Why? And he said, "The goal was scored against my nephew."
Oh.
So his nephew was the goalie for Wasatch, the team that Snow Canyon was playing against. And I sent him the clip, and he said, "Thanks." I said, "There's not much you could have done about that goal, to be honest."
No.
For the record, Wasatch still won that game, so I kind of use that as like some solace there. Do have some softball scores from last night. Again, brought to you by TDS. HelloTDS.com for your home internet, your cable television, your business Wi-Fi. They got you covered. Desert Hills softball rolling right along. They beat Crimson 11-1.
Wow.
11-1. Yeah, this is a team that has been so close to a state championship the last 2 years with Riley Green and Lulu West and company. Is this the year they finally do it? Those two are seniors now. Riley had a 2-run home run in the 6th inning.
That's awesome.
Bailey Lee goes 3 for 3 for Desert Hills with a home run and 3 RBIs.
Wow, Bailey.
Yes. Lulu, of course, 12 strikeouts.
Wow.
On the win for Desert Hills in softball last night, 11-1, and that one was over. Hurricane beat Snow Canyon 10-3 last night. I never did see the final of the Cedar-Dixie game. I don't have that score. We'll have to see if we could track that one down. I was picking up my daughter from Open Gym last night. Over at Desert Hills High School, and while I was waiting, I snuck over to the soccer. It was Snow Canyon and Desert Hills in boys soccer last night.
Yeah.
And right when I walked up to the gate, and I haven't researched this, I don't even know the Desert Hills goalie's name, but there was a sequence where I felt like I was watching like the World Cup. The Snow Canyon left center forward. One touch back to the midfielder, one touch without hitting the ground, across perfectly placed to a streaking wing player for a one-on-one with the goalie. The goalie charges out and blocks it right back into the face of the Snow Canyon kid shooting it. It was a sensational save. When I left that game, it was scoreless, and it was probably, I don't know, I want to say 17 minutes or 18 minutes into it or something along those lines. I feel like I've been saying this for years now that soccer is catching up with the rest of the state in southern Utah. In baseball, softball, we've always been so talented, but that soccer, that boys soccer in the spring, it's been dominated up north for a long time. I feel like we've had some really good teams the last couple of years, and boys and girls soccer is coming right along. They went to a shootout last night. Dixie winning the shootout 3-2 up in Cedar. You had some really thrilling games last night. I didn't ever see the final on that Snow Canyon Desert Hills soccer game, so I'll have to track that down for you. But man, oh man, can't wait till we crown some. Did you guys see what happened in the track and field? Actually, I think it was Jeff or Eric put a story out on St. George News about the track meet the other day.
Oh, really?
There was I think it was a Pineview athlete. It was over there, and it was I'm trying to think of the name. Kiera Sam Fong from Pineview. She's a thrower.
Wow.
And record-setting discus throw, and I was watching the video. I mean, there's some cool spring sport athletes, is my point, like that, where you're setting records right here in Southern Utah. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Local score updates brought to you by TDS. Got to take a break. Back in a flash. Rolling along. Let's talk hockey playoffs right around the corner. We'll break it down for you. Paulie should get excited about this one when we come back on the Fan Sports Network. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive on the Fan Sports Network on your Hump Day Wednesday from the Finley Hyundai Studios. Devin, Dixon, Paulie Ratliff, chalking it up, talking sports. Just two dudes that love sports. Thank you for hanging out with us. The longest running sports talk show in Southern Utah. We've been doing the show for 22 years. It'll be 23 years in the summer of this. It'll be like this June or July. We'll be having another anniversary of talking sports with you here on the airwaves in Southern Utah. Paulie and I have been together for what, 7+ years now?
Yes, that's right.
Obviously, time flies when you're having fun. We've been this August. It'll be 4 years here on the Fan Sports Network, and of course, the station was launched just months before we came over. I think we're about to celebrate our 5-year anniversary.
Yeah.
This month, it's April.
Yeah. It's pretty cool stuff.
And this is no April Fool's joke. We are really turning 5, and we're gonna celebrate with our listeners. We're gonna give you some prizes later in the month to celebrate. We'll have like 5 straight days of big prizes late in April to celebrate our 5-year birthday. Talking sports with you all here in Southern Utah. Again, local scores. That last segment will be at Snow Canyon tonight. That'll be our next live broadcast. Warriors, Flyers, 7 o'clock first pitch tonight from SC. You can watch it on our YouTube page, KSLSports.com, or you can listen to it right here on the Fan Sports Network. Let's switch sports for just a second. You can see for our viewers watching the show the percentage wheel for the NHL playoffs, Paulie.
Yeah.
And there's some interesting statistics. There's some interesting matchups. If the playoffs started today, we can get you some of those matchups. But there's also how many California teams can get in the playoffs this year. That's an interesting question to pose. The Stanley Cup feels like there's some favorites, but it still kind of feels pretty wide open this year. Your team's still fighting to get back. I mean, if they could, win out, they would probably get in to the playoffs. They've kind of been hot lately. It looked like they had no chance, and there's a puncher's chance now. Yeah. The Caps and Mammoth fans and Knight fans saw that last week, where the Caps came out west and beat both of our local teams.
That's right.
So
what's interesting? The Athletic is doing a. Predicting all the matchups as April begins.
Yes.
This was 7:02 a.m. this morning.
Just came out. Yep.
And it looks as if the Knights right now would be matched up against the Oilers as the Pacific 2 and the Pacific 3. And the
Which
Mammoth,
is just exciting, because those two teams, we just changed to Torts, fired Cassidy. They had Draisaitl get knocked out for the season. They've made a bunch of wholesale changes in Edmonton. Kind of been disappointing seasons for both the teams, but for the winning team of that series, you actually salvage it and you won a playoff series.
Yeah.
For whoever loses that, it's a season lost, basically.
It's kind of back to the drawing board type mentality, I think. Absolutely. But, that's a series that could go either way. I mean, I think that most people will lean on Connor McDavid. They won the series against the Knights last year 4-2. So I'm wondering if that same series plays out once again. But obviously missing one of their biggest guns in Leon, that'll hurt them. So I think that's a pretty even matchup when you think about the star power on both sides. The goaltending's been disappointing for both teams by the majority of the year. I think that will be a really fun, high-scoring playoff series. And the Mammoth are going to take on the Pacific 1 seed. That's the Anaheim Ducks, who have really kind of made some noise this year as kind of a rebuilding team that's kind of burst onto the scene a little early, in my opinion. I didn't think they would be in the 1 slot in the Pacific just a few years ago. This was a team picking top 5. So, it's crazy how teams materialize and things can change. But the Mammoth are one of the more, I feel like, more substantiated, ready to go wild card teams of recent years. I think they've got the speed. They've got a lot of skill, a lot of young skill that can really run up and down the rink in a playoff series. I mean, the intensity, the hitting, the speed of the game amps up by 10 times in the playoffs. And they've got horses to run in that kind of element. They've got Keller and Cooley and Schmaltz and all these young players that can really kind of play a track meet style game against the Ducks, I think. So I think both matchups good for our local teams. I think both have a chance to win both series if the playoffs held up this way going out of the season at the end of the regular season.
Mammoth right now, 94% chance to make the playoffs. That's got to be music to Utah Mammoth fans' ears.
Should be.
They got a 46% chance to get out of the first round and play on. They're saying 20% chance, and then an 8% chance, and then to win the cup, they're saying the Mammoth are sitting there at 6.8%. Is that right, Paulie? 6.8%?
I believe so. Yes.
I mean,
to make the cup or to win the cup.
You're saying there's a chance. The Knights right now 89% 9% chance to make the playoffs. Obviously, they've floundered a little bit. They're saying 8.1% chance, though, to Knights to win the Cup. So they're getting a little bit more percentage than the Mammoth because they've got guys that have got a Cup already a couple years ago. It was 3 years ago the Knights were hoisting Lord Stanley's Cup, and Stone was, I don't know, was he drinking beer out of it?
I'd assume most of those guys got a sip out of that thing.
What did Ovi do when he held the cup?
Yeah, he had fun with it for sure, to
Yeah.
say the least. I mean, it was a good summer for the captain.
You always wonder what really is the Lord Stanley. If the Lord Stanley's Cup had a GoPro on it,
Or eyes, yeah, as they say. If it had eyes, it would have a lot of stories to tell if it could talk.
yeah. Jesse Granger's had some great articles about the Knights and the new coaching staff, and this is going to be really interesting to see. They win in Tort's first game the other night. I think they're back on ice tonight. What are we down to, Paul? 8 games left for kind of everybody.
Most everybody.
Now that we're into April, this is the final month of the regular season, and then we're off to playoff hockey
season. Let me check the end date. I know we're coming up on the end of the hour here, but I think the regular season ends April 16th, if I'm correct. Let me check. No, it's going to be... Oh, yeah, April 16th.
Yeah, so
Thursday,
we got 2 weeks.
April 16th is the season finale.
A lot of teams have,
season.
3 games this week, maybe 4 games next week, or 3 this week and 4 next week. A lot of teams have, 6, 7, 8 games remaining on the schedule.
Yeah.
So we've got games coming at you that are very meaningful in the next couple of weeks. And, yeah, you're right. I wanted to go through the possible playoff scenarios a little more in depth, but we're running up against the first hour clock. I don't think Kraken or Knights play tonight. It's a lighter slate tonight in the NHL. I think they're both back on the ice on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Utah is at Seattle, and Calgary visits Vegas. So you got to wait till tomorrow for Knights or Mammoth hockey. All right, hour 1 in the books, hour 2 coming up. Thanks for jumping in with us here on a Wednesday morning show today, brought to you by our friends at Game Day Men's Health, inviting you to get free T-tests, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. It's always FREE free. You need to know your T levels. Game Day Men's Health. Reclaim your game. We'll be back. It's The Drive. Oh, man, thanks for locking us in, loading us up here on the Fan Sports Network. Devin, Dixon, Paul Ratliff on a Wednesday morning. Paulie, how you feeling?
I'm good.
I was, a little Guns N' Roses. I thought maybe, get you up a little bit on a Wednesday, getting people fired up for their workday.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you, Axel. Thank you, Axel. You are the man. You are the man. Never saw them live. You saw them live?
Nope.
GNR?
Never. Well, actually, yes.
Did you?
2006. With,
long time ago. Yeah.
With, no Slash and no original band except Axel. It was kind of him and some ragtag crew that he brought along. But they've been going out with the original cast of characters, and I think they're coming to Allegiant Stadium this summer.
Yeah.
So I have actually thought about there's been some big acts that I've missed. Pearl Jam came here, Smashing Pumpkins came here, like some big bands that I've wanted to see. And I think that Guns N' Roses is a big enough of an act that I'm not going to miss. I think I'm going to try and make it.
You got to go, right? You got to go.
I'm not going to do the Metallica at the Sphere because the prices are just insane.
I know.
But
I haven't decided yet. I'm waiting to see if they add more shows and prices go down.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
They already added more shows is the thing.
Yeah, and then the prices didn't really go down.
No. I'm looking at Ticketmaster right now for Guns N' Roses at Allegiant Stadium. I mean, the average price of a Metallica ticket is over $1,000.
Here's the problem with a dome stadium.
Yeah.
The acoustics don't sound that great.
I understand.
I mean, if you've been to a concert in Allegiant,
but if you can sell out Allegiant, you're gonna sell out Allegiant.
Yeah. It's just if you're sitting up top and there's reverb, you can't even hear Luke Combs say "Good evening, everybody."
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's just can't even hear what they're saying. Like I've heard that from multiple people that went to the Luke Combs concert at Allegiant last weekend.
There is tickets for the Guns N' Roses show under $60 on Ticketmaster. Yeah. There's
be a great show
if you want to sit up high, but if you want to sit somewhat on the lower level or the field, you're looking at about $117 to $150. I mean, very economical concert. I think I will take this in.
There you go.
Saturday, August 22nd at 6:25 at Allegiant Stadium.
Hey, friends, let me ask you something. If you're tired of starting over every Monday. Paulie has been on his weight loss journey with our friends at Soda Weight Loss, and he's had so much success with it, and he's lost so much weight that I thought, you know what? Why don't I try this? And so for the next 3 months, I'm going to be doing the Soda. Soda is this is a great program. Paulie's been raving about it. I want to try it for myself now. So hey, if you're out there and you're tired of starting over every Monday, and you're like, this is the week I'm going to do it. Well, good news. Spring is here, and it's time for a fresh start. And I want to tell you about Soda Diet and Nutrition. And here is what they do. You might have known them as Soda Weight Loss, but they're now Soda Diet and Nutrition. Nutrition being the key thing. And they're better than ever. And right now, it's still going on. Spring special. When you join, your partner joins completely FREE free. That's two people getting real results and real accountability for the price of one. Here's what makes Soda different. No pills, no injections, real food from the grocery store. You get your own nutritionist who coaches you every single week, builds a plan specifically for your body and your goals, whether you want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 80 pounds, whatever your target goal is, they work with you and adjust as you reach those goals and head in that right direction. Women are dropping 2 to 3 pounds a week. Guys are losing 3 to 5 pounds a week, and they're keeping full of energy. They're not dragging and tired all the time. Over 9,000 real clients are raving about it. Like I was reading some of the testimonials. Here's what Kian said. Everything is easy to follow, and my nutritionist was so encouraging every step of the way. Imagine yourself this summer. Clothes fit a little looser, a little lighter. You're back in control. No more guessing what to eat. This isn't a diet you quit. This is where you finally learn how to keep the results for life. So go to sodadietandnutrition.com right now. This is the day you do it. Or call 866-800 SOTA, SOTA. That's 866-800-SOTA. You join during this spring promotion and you bring your partner for free. Join SOTA for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Paulie's been reaping the benefits of soda, and for the next 3 months, we're going to track my progress.
Yeah.
And I'm jumping in on this. So Paulie was kind enough to hand the reins over to me. He said, "Hey, I'm eating great. I'm feeling good, and I'm looking better. And Double D, you should jump in on this." And I said, "You know what? You're probably right.
Yeah,
you're probably right. You know,
like that, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. You ready for the top 8? Let's get everybody up to speed. Let's do it." Baseball scores from last night. Paulie, the game you guys were at, Snow Canyon Warriors, too much out at the Tigers' Den.
10-4 winner for the Warriors, and a very profound pitching performance from Cale Esplin. It was really nails all night long, kind of shut the door on the Tigers' rally multiple times, and then late innings had the bases juice, but were unable to get more than one run. So they did make it 10-4. In the final inning, but there was a throw out or a gun down at the plate moment to get the last out. So big win for Snow Canyon as they continue to move up the rankings in the Deseret poll. They're up to 3 now. I'm really excited to see how they trend throughout the rest of the season.
Good win last night for Cedar. They sweep Dixie. Huge 2-game sweep for the Reds. This could be a sneaky team we haven't talked a ton about. You know, had Coach on back in the media day, and I sensed a little bit more confidence. He's kind of settled in now. He's been up there for a few seasons and kind of establishing his brand, his mark on the program. And they got some dudes up there. And to get a 2-game sweep over Dixie, I think surprises some people that aren't Cedar fans, that don't know the inner workings of that team makeup. They've got some pitching, they've got some bats, and they're grinders. They got off to a great start, got 4 runs right out of the gate. Dixie claws back, leaves the bases loaded, down 5-4. Couldn't get that one more big hit to mount the comeback and finish it off. So Cedar wins 5-4 last night. And Desert Hills and Crimson, they split their 2-game home-and-home series. Desert Hills winning the other night 8-1. Last night, Crimson gets revenge. Tyler Ransom, the Texas A&M commit, 5 strikeouts, only gives up, I think, 4 hits, 1 run. Kept that Desert Hills hitters at bay for most of the night, and then the offense, Cutter Christensen, big night. Navarro had a big night as Crimson got mission accomplished. When you lose the first game of the set, real important for you as the defending state champs to bounce back at home and get a split, and Coach Abbott and the boys did exactly that.
Yeah, that was a big split to get. So we roll into tonight's games. We got a nice slate of games, and one on the broadcast tonight as well.
Run through those, Paulie. Tonight, our Boulevard home game of the week, Snow Canyon and Dixie. We'll have it for you. Be on the air at 6:45. Pregame show built by Bucks Ace Hardware and the Court Specialists.
You also got Hurricane at Cedar tonight, that'll be during the day, right? Because of the lighting issue. I think that'll be a 3:00 game or 4:00. I think I'm seeing here, and Pineview at Desert Hills. So that's your 3-game slate, 1 on the broadcast and 2 others around the region.
Gonna be a fun night to be back out at the yard. Can't wait. We got spring football going on. We're going to be kind of summarizing spring football with some of our local coaches. SUU, Utah Tech, BYU, Utah, everybody in the state, Utah State, everybody's been kind of taking all of that in. It's been pretty quiet. It's kind of just been business as usual around spring football. I haven't felt like we've talked as much spring football as we normally do in the month of March.
Probably not.
Maybe because the NCAA tournament was so good and the ratings were so high for March Madness. If you haven't seen that report, Paulie, the ratings were unbelievable from the opening round to the second round all the way through the Elite Eight.
Yeah, that's right. The highest viewership since 1993 in the NCAA tournament, averaged 19.8 million viewers or 18.9 million viewers during the UConn-Duke game, and averaging 10.3 million throughout the entire tournament thus far. Really good viewership for this March Madness, and It's really on the rise. The college game is on the rise. At the same time, I saw some information when I was looking up those stats for the viewership of the Final Four. They also had some viewership of MLB, the NBA. Right now, the NBA is currently averaging 2.6 million viewers on NBC this season. There's standalone games on NBC, averaging 2.6 million viewers. To put that in perspective, the Diamondback Dodgers MLB game that was on NBC drew 3.2 million viewers. So you asked me the other day, do I think the NBA is dying or losing some steam a little bit? I think that is kind of evidenced by these numbers. So it's interesting to see March Madness killing it, baseball rising up a little bit in viewership now with this new TV deal, and the NBA kind of faltering or falling a little below what's expected from viewers, I think. But
one of the other big stories locally, David Lickety, golfer at Utah Tech. Remember, he got the sponsor exemption, played in the Black Desert Championship.
Yeah.
He ties 2 school records and wins medalist honors at the famous U.S. Open course in 2015, Chambers Bay. Seattle University hosted a tournament up at Chambers Bay.
Yeah.
I believe Jordan Spieth won that tournament over DJ on the last hole, if I'm not mistaken. I was at that tournament. Watching Tony Finau and Daniel Summerhays, but he's a freshman. Second individual tournament victory of the season in record fashion. He's the first ever Utah Tech men's golfer to win medalist honors twice in a single season. Former Trailblazer Kenny Yu had won 3 tournaments. Nick Britt, Jace Frampton had done it in the spring and in the fall, but he's done it twice in the spring. 64 was the second lowest individual 18-hole score in Utah Tech NCAA era, and his 2-round total of -10 tied the school record that Nicholas Britt posted twice back in 2017 and 2019. And then he goes out and fires a 6 under 66 on his final loop, had another eagle and 5 more birdies to finish the 54-hole tournament at 16 under par. They were 10th overall as a team, but Lickety did everything that he could do to help the team to that 10th place finish, including winning it. SUU is playing, and there's like 26 teams down at the Southern Dunes Golf Course in it's south of Gilbert and Chandler. It's in Arizona. Maricopa, I think, is the town that it's in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And so after the first 36 holes yesterday, SUU was down on the leaderboard a little bit, down and tied for 24th. Weedone is how you say his name. This kid has been sensational. Maybe not quite to the extent of Lickety, but close. He was holding it down, leading the team. 1 under par after the first 36 holes. Charlie Gillespie, 4 over. Braylon Bingham, 2 over. And Gerald Wang was plus 12, same as Luke Barnes. The team going to try to move up the leaderboard today. Other Utah schools in that tournament hosted by the University of Wyoming. USC leading at 22 under par. Arkansas State, Grand Canyon both start the day today 3 back. UNLV is 10 under par. They are 12 back of the lead. And you've got Utah Valley in 15th place. Utah State is in 17th place. And Weber State is below SUU. They're in last place right now down there at the Wyoming Cowboy Classic in Maricopa, Arizona. Of course, speaking of golf, we're getting close to the Masters, Paulie.
Yeah, it's almost that time.
But no Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
No Tiger Woods. Tiger stepping away from the game of golf to seek treatment. He put that out on his socials that he's going to seek treatment, focus on his health. This decision comes, 3 or 4 days, 4 days, I think, after he was arrested on suspicion of DUI and wouldn't submit a lawful test from that rollover crash down in Florida. This is the quote from Tiger. "I know and understand the seriousness of the situation I find myself in today.
Yeah.
I'm stepping away for a period of time to seek treatment and focus on my health. This is necessary in order for me to prioritize my well-being and work toward lasting recovery."
Yes.
So he pled not guilty, but he, in a statement, lasting recovery, obviously they found 2 hydrocodones in his pocket when they searched him.
And and there's reports now coming from everywhere that a lot of people saying, why not just get a driver? You know, you obviously make enough money and you're wealthy enough to put a driver on the payroll.
Yeah, pay a guy $150,000 a year to be a bodyguard / driver.
This isn't the first time this has happened. Apparently, he's losing his license for a year potentially. He won't be able to drive.
He's going to have to hire a
That's
driver
right.
now. He should have done it before.
He says, and what's being reported is Tiger Woods won't hire a driver due to privacy concerns.
Doesn't trust him?
Doesn't trust him. You know, the women, maybe he's got a guy, he's picking these pills. Is this some quack that's writing these prescriptions? Because he can't be
He's had
popping all
17
these I know he's had all the surgeries.
Yeah.
His body is bionic at this point. It's put together by all these surgeries. I understand he's probably in chronic pain, but this is a risk he runs just about every time he's high on hydrocodone. He could crash a car. This isn't the first time. What is this, the third time he's wrecked a car? Second time. Might be second time, but
happened down in California.
Yeah.
There was the helicopter footage, but there was the car incident with Elon with the wedge through the back of the window.
Yes.
So the car's been involved multiple times, more than 2, but I think it's the second
crash,
wreck.
wreck. Yeah.
Now he hasn't committed to playing at Augusta yet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like he will.
I'd argue that's probably on the back burner for now.
Even if he didn't play, though, he was scheduled to attend the Sunday ceremony for the opening of the Patch, which is a little municipal golf course in Augusta where he built a new short course and helped redesign the existing 18 holes. He's also expected to attend the annual Champions Dinner, which is on April 7th. And Masters chairman Fred Ridley said, although Tiger will not be joining us in person next week, his presence will be felt here at Augusta. So it doesn't look like he's going to be there at all at this point. So
there was speaking on Augusta real quick, this isn't the hugest of news, but have you heard about these gnomes, the Masters gnomes? Have you ever seen those before?
Are they hiding them around the golf course?
No. They're for people to buy.
Yeah.
You know, 1 per customer though. And you know why? Because on the resale markets, this $29.95 gnome is going for over $800, $900.
Really?
These Masters gnomes.
Well, you can only buy
it has a functional umbrella. I don't know if this is the first year they've done these gnomes, but I was looking on eBay, and there's some that are going for over $1,000.
Really?
Yes, for this gnome. So much to the point that the Masters merchandising has said 1 per customer. Because you had all these reselling hogs flying in there last year trying to just buy them all up and resell them.
Yeah, make money.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good ROI. You buy it for $30, you sell it for $1,000.
But it ruins it for everybody. These are very limited. They're hand painted. Like, I'm going to look on eBay right now. Masters gnome.
I have not heard of that, but I do know that, official Augusta Masters gear can only be bought during Masters Week at the tournament.
Yes, and that's why they say on eBay right now, pre-sale 2026 Masters Golf Tournament gnome ships from Augusta National Golf Course on 4/11.
Yeah,
so
you can't.
Once
you
you
buy it and then you sell it.
Then you sell it immediately. Right now, the price $950. $950.
Holy smokes!
Gnomes. Yes.
It's a cute little guy.
It's just something that, the show I listen to every day, the radio show from back home, the junkies were talking about it, and they were just like, these gnomes are getting just scarfed up. And rightly so.
I had people like, hey, I want a hat. Hey, I want a shirt. Hey, I want a ball marker.
Resells good.
And so I ended up, I was in the merch tent, $1,400-$1,500 just with just a short list of a few people that knew I was going in 2017.
$130, and a hat is $70.
Actually, the prices at Augusta are a little bit less than you would think, especially for the food.
Food, I know, but
that's
I feel like
documented.
the merchandise
it's not as much as you pay at your, if you want a Grayson or a Travis Matthews or you're paying whatever that retail is plus some markup. There's no question, but they don't gouge you. Now I haven't been there since 2017.
Yeah.
So I don't know if prices have increased for merch. You've got some new brands. You got some very popular brands. The Peter Miller. Depends on it. We say it Peter Millar. The Euros say it Peter Miller.
I guess they've been doing this for some time. I'm seeing 2023 gnomes from Augusta, brand new in box, $700.
Yeah. Yeah,
2025 gnome has got 9 bids up to 380.
Wow.
Like, people are really
Why is the 26 no? Because the umbrella actually
the functional umbrella
that
is
makes
a
it
nice
worth more.
added piece. Yeah. I think it's cool.
Your gnome will not get wet if you put it in your backyard.
That's right. And he's got his his bag of clubs, he's got his umbrella, he's got his master's hat on. It's a sharp gnome. I mean, if I was going to do a gnome in my yard at some point, this would be one that could make it, but I'd worry about someone stealing it right out of my yard.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you live on a golf course. Hey, there's a master's gnome. I'm playing the 4th hole at the local country club, and they got one in their backyard. Oh, that's a cute little thing. I think I'll take that home with me.
Yeah. Little do they know, it's worth a small fortune.
Yeah. Yeah. Other stories real quickly here. Luka scored 42, 12 assists. Lakers 127-113 over the Cavs last night. JJ Redick, major praise on his superstar, how he played the month of March. Luka's had as good a month as anybody that I can remember in the modern NBA, at least that I've been a part of, JJ Redick said. It was Luka's 3rd straight 40-plus point game, lifting his March scoring total to 600 points, Paulie, joining Michael Jordan in 1987 as the only player to reach the mark in March and one of only 10 players to score 600 points in any month in NBA history.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And as dominant as Luka was, the Lakers were too, because they finished the month of March with a 15-2 record. Are we ready to say contender yet on the Lakers, or are we still
Probably going to wait.
Waiting?
Yeah.
Shall we see the seeding? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're being patient with the Lakers.
Yeah.
A lot of Laker fans pretty excited right now.
That's right, I bet.
I mean, and justifiably so, the way that Luke is playing. They're up to 3rd in the West. They're 50-26. So Oklahoma City looks like they're going to get the 1 seed. They've got a 2.5 game lead over the Spurs. And then the Lakers, there's a drop there. And the Lakers are 10 back of OKC. Nuggets looking good for home court. They're sitting there in the 4 seed. Minnesota, Houston, then Phoenix. And then you got the play-in possibilities there that you got the Clippers, the Trailblazers, and the Golden State Warriors. Of course, the Jazz have long since been eliminated. They are fighting with the Kings for the worst record in the West. Kings are 19-57. Jazz are 21-55. So Kings are still as bad as the Jazz have been, ladies and gentlemen. The Kings, the Pacers, and the Wizards, and even the Nets all have less wins than the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Just based on that alone, the Jazz would sit with about the 5th best odds on the ping pong bouncing balls for the upcoming NBA lottery. There's been a lot of talk about that and the new tanking rules that are going to go into effect.
Yeah.
But those won't go into effect until May. All right, that's your top headlines here on the Fan Sports Network. Man, we covered a lot. Tiger, David Lickety, baseball scores from last night, a Masters gnome,
Yes.
as well. Look at Paulie scouting out Masters gnomes. He's getting ready for the piano and the azaleas and Jim Nance, and let's go. The Masters week is almost here, buddy. I'm all fired up. All right, got to get to a break. We're back in a flash. It's the Drive Show today, and opening headlines of our 8 o'clock hour brought to you by Zag. Don't zig, just zag. Hey, if you ever break your phone, mention our show, The Drive, Devin, Dixon, and Paul Ratliff. You will get $20 off any phone repair. St. George, Cedar City, 3 Southern Utah Zag locations. Welcome back, everybody. It is The Drive coming at you here on your home for local sports, Fan Sports Network. We've talked Knights. We talked Mammoth earlier on in the show. Sorry, Jazz fans. There's not a lot of compelling content right now to talk too much Jazz basketball. I said this probably a week or two ago. I felt like this has been the least amount in a single season in my broadcast history, which is almost 23 years. There's nothing to talk about, Paulie, when it pertains to the Utah Jazz. The only thing that you can even etch out a conversation on is, how does Ace Bailey look?
Yeah.
How does Bryce Sensabaugh look?
Yep.
Is Keontae going to be able to, get better next year from what he's done this year? I'm not so sure I have utmost confidence in the management group that Ryan Smith has in place right now.
Yeah.
I'm running out of bandwidth and patience. And I know a rebuild, they say, can take 3, 4, 5, 6 years. But
yeah.
I feel like it's been long enough now since the Rudy and Donovan trade. Like we have the 5th worst record in the league. I mean, one more draft and one more season before I just completely give up on this franchise. Like for the time being, I mean, I can't believe, what are tickets going for? I mean, you go spend your hard-earned money to go to get a single ticket at a Jazz game right now. You're seeing Filipowski as the star. I mean,
the tickets aren't going for much.
$29 for a lower bowl seat. I mean, are they that low, Paulie?
I mean, what we got. Let's see.
Are you going to fill up your car with gas or go to a Jazz game right now? I'm probably going to fill up my car with gas.
So tonight's game against the Denver Nuggets, right now you can get a Section 140 seat.
Okay.
Which is the corner.
Lower bowl corner.
Lower bowl corner for $12.
$12.
You can sit in Section 16, lower bowl, row 8 for $54.
Which is a good seat.
It's a corner, more towards the, end line, but yeah, not quite mid-court. But if you want to sit Section 18, literally center court.
Right.
This is row 10 in Section, 18. Yes, row 10, Section 18.
It's a great seat.
The current price for that seat, I'm trying to find this here. Oh, wow. They're still getting good value for those. Those are going for close to, $116. $116 to sit mid-row,
if you're going to sit lower bowl for 12, you're going to sit 10th row mid-court for $116.
Yeah. I think I would pay that freight to get
Well, sure, if you're a Denver Nugget fan.
Yeah.
If you want to see the Joker, if you love Jamal Murray, if you want to see that team play.
Yeah, it's a good value because you're not going to pay that in Denver. You're going to pay much more. So.
Remember what happened last time the Jazz played Denver? They were roasting them, and then they put Sensabaugh and Bailey and all the Filipowski on the bench. Didn't play him in the fourth quarter and ended up losing a huge lead and lost by like 8 or 9.
And that's intentional.
100%.
All this stuff is intentional.
And this is the problem I have with Ainge, Danny Ainge, Austin Ainge, is you're going to sit there before the season starts. We're not going to tank. We're not going to tank anymore. Crap.
When you're
full of crap. Ryan Smith is tanking to try to build a team that he can go win a championship with, which is commendable, but the league doesn't like that anymore.
Yeah.
The Spurs stopped tanking at the perfect time because they tanked for 4 or 5 years there and got Wemby and Stephen Castle and some really good players, and now they can win an NBA title.
They're all they're straight as an arrow.
There's no Wemby in this draft, though, Paulie.
Yeah, there is. Well,
not a Wemby.
Probably not.
Not his size. They can shoot the three like him.
Not his level, but there's dedefinitely 5 or so.
There's
prospects.
some stars.
Yeah, there is.
They're just not centers.
They're littered in the college game this year, and I was really intrigued by. I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, and I was looking for the transcript of it. I couldn't find the audio, but this quote. I mean, a lot of people love Boozer, Carlos Boozer, his kids, because he played for the Jazz in state. A lot of people like the idea of getting Boozer, Cameron, to the Jazz.
Sure, I'd be fine with that, but not at number 1.
Yes, or even at 3 or 4. I mean, he might be available still. So
I don't think so.
Bill Simmons, who is used to be on ESPN, he's got one of the biggest podcasts out there.
Have you ever read his book?
No, I have not.
No.
I have not. It's a good book.
I haven't read it.
Oh, okay.
I know it was a pretty big book about basketball, and
Yeah, he's a basketball, like he covers all
I think
sports.
I looked at it in a bookstore once, and I'm like, this would be a good read, but I don't think I pulled the trigger and bought it. And I've always kind of thought I should have read that book, and I didn't.
So Simmons is edgy. He's always been kind of a guy that'll take some shots, and he'll say some things, and he's got some thoughts on Boozer. I found the transcript here. This is via the Bill Simmons podcast. Quote, I watched a lot of Duke over the last 5 weeks. His big go-to move is basically he bullies you and does the little spin moves and ends with the pump fake and the same little jump hook or turnaround.
That's what I said the other day.
His goal is always to just get as close to the basket as possible, which you can do in high school and even do in college. I don't know if you can do that in the NBA.
What have I been saying? I've been saying DeBans is the number one pick.
Well, Simmons
I said this the other day. I was watching Duke
top 5.
I was watching Duke the whole tournament, and I don't see a lot of face-up moves. I don't see a lot. Now, I'm not saying Boozer can't shoot it better than his dad in college. And Carlos Boozer, his dad, ended up being a pretty good 18-and-in shooter.
I mean, he's a back-to-the-basket guy. I mean, he had some mid-range, but he couldn't shoot the three like Cameron. Cameron can shoot the three a little bit.
A little bit better than Carlos.
He's shown that. He's shown that ability.
Yeah.
So I think Simmons taken a little bigger of a shot than he should here. I mean, Boozer's post game is really good. His footwork, his drop steps, his pump fakes, all his moves. He's super polished.
He comes from good lineage, and he's got a good frame on him.
But I agree with
he's only going to get stronger.
Simmons.
He will develop better.
Yeah, he's going to grow into his body. I get it, but
he's a freshman.
I agree with Simmons more than Seth Greenberg, who said that Cameron Boozer's closest comp is Paolo Banchero. I don't see that at all.
No,
I really don't see
Paulo
that.
has a little bit more face.
He's more athletic.
Yeah.
He's just a better athlete. I mean, that's the thing about Boozer. He's a below-the-rim player. And if you're the Jazz, this is the best draft you've been picking high in since you've been tanking. And if you use the number 3, 2, whatever, if it's not number 1, and I know, a lot of people have asserted that if it's number 1, they're going AJ, and I think they will.
I think I
but
would
what
go
if they
AJ.
get 2 or 3?
Then
that's the thing.
You want to
know?
know?
You take a shot on Boozer.
This is how I think the draft on April the 1st. This is what I think is going to happen. Without knowing the teams, this is a little bit of a crapshoot because it's easier to match up a player with a need.
Yeah.
But I would go DeBonza 1 out of BYU to whoever. I think that's a lock. I've been saying that for 8 months.
Yeah.
I'm not backing down on that. I would probably go Darren Peterson 2, Boozer 3 at this point in time. Yeah. I think Peterson towards the stretch run, a Big 12 play in the tournament, if he played.
Yeah.
He nursed up his injuries. He took some heat. I think
he's obviously a mega talent.
Yeah. I think Caleb Wilson probably goes 4. And then Darius Acuff Jr. goes 5. That is how I think the draft board will fall. And then I don't know where Flemings and Keaton Wagler and Nate Ament and Braden Burries and some of these other guys go.
Yeah.
But they're going to be in the lottery.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the lottery. But I think DeBonza, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson, Acuff is your top 5.
See, I would take Wilson over Boozer personally.
You think Wilson?
He's just got more athleticism. I think his game translates to the NBA.
And he's a power forward, and he's an inch taller.
And he can shoot better.
Boozer's 250. Wilson's 215.
Yeah.
You can put some more weight on him, and he's still more athletic. You're not wrong. I
just think that Boozer's primarily a below-the-rim guy, and I think that there are below-the-rim guys in the NBA that succeed. I'm not saying there are not, but more often than not, I feel like you want a guy with athletic traits that play in the NBA. And I feel like Boozer, he's a well-conditioned athlete. He's always first down the floor of the bigs. Like, he does a great job getting up and down, but his jumping, his athletic traits, I think, leave a little to be desired.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion, and I feel like Bill Simmons shares it. I was kind of surprised by him being as big of a figure as he is in media taking that take.
This is a deeper draft class, though. I mean, you could have, guys like Braylon Mullins at the game winner taken in the second round. You could have Joshua Jefferson from Iowa State, who sprained his ankle, didn't play in the tournament, taken in the second round. You could have Dame Sarr taken in the second round. I mean, you don't know. Was Richie Saunders going to get drafted? I think he could be. Uzon could be a second round pick. He could be an undrafted guy. I mean, Emmanuel Sharp, does he get drafted? But I love this guy's game. But how does he translate to the pros? Does he even get drafted? Like it feels like a deep draft to me. And where you could find a diamond in the rough drafting 25th or 35th or whatever. Yeah. If the board fell your way, I think there's going to be some all-stars in this. And DeBonza, it's the maturity level, it's the demeanor. It's like he was born to do this. There's a number of variables as to why. It's maybe a little bit of an advantage that we have, sat in this room and had him on the show in studio and kind of looked him up and down and kind of, asked him questions and seen what kind of character he has and kind of see the uber focus that not many 19-year-old kids have.
Yeah, I mean, Evan Sittery, who does the NBA draft coverage for NBADraft.net, final statistics for A.J. DeBonza, Darren Peterson, and Cam Boozer. I mean, DeBonza 25.5 points, Peterson 20.2, Boozer 22.4. Boozer 10.3 rebounds, leads the group there. DeBonza 6.8, Peterson 4.2. But when you look at the three-point shooting percentage, which the league is really moving to that in today's game, in the NBA at least, and even it's trickled down to the college game. I say Steph Curry kind of broke the three-point line.
He did.
DeBonza shooting 33.1%, the lowest of the three. Peterson at 38.2%, and Boozer, like I was talking about, he's got a little bit of a shot, 39.6% from three.
Yeah. And I think that helps Boozer.
I think that's a
stat. I mean, those guys are 1, 2, 3.
They are. They're the
as good a tournament as Acuff had, and as much talent as Wilson. I don't think a team could pass on Boozer.
I think
Peterson,
they'll be the consensus. My opinion is Wilson. I'd go over Boozer, but I think the consensus among the league is Peterson, DeBonza, Boozer in no order.
Yeah. And whoever gets Darius Acuff is going to get a nice little point guard.
Yeah,
he's only 6'3", but 6'3" point guard is decent sized for NBA standards. I mean, what's Kingston Fleming, 6'4"?
He's like a little taller.
Now Wagler is 6'6", and that's going to intrigue some people.
Yeah, he'll be a swingman for somebody in the high lottery.
And I think that's why a lot of people, and that's why we saw Yegor Demon go in the lottery last year. Good size at 6'8".
Yeah. He's got great
playing
size.
A point guard, a 6'8" point guard. Those aren't you don't see those every day.
Yeah.
So, the draft is right around the corner. First things first, we got the NFL draft this month, Paulie. We are turning the page. Here we are, April 1st. NFL draft is this month. Let's get serious about the draft nowadays.
Yeah, it's almost time. It's going to be really exciting. A countdown to the first pick will be, less than a month away? Less than a month away.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm dialed in. They're bringing the draft back to Vegas. They're bringing the Super Bowl back to Vegas. We had a blast when we went to the NFL draft in Las Vegas a couple years ago.
It was great.
You, me, AT, and ML. We had a blast down there.
That's right.
Watched the first round. Saw TT. Got front row at Weezer. Paulie jumped the fence. We had some fun.
That's right.
Nobody saw him jump the fence, but it's he says he jumped the fence.
Yes.
I think he bribed the security guard and let him around through the gate, but we'll never know. There's no video surveillance.
It's a hot ticket down there. So I had to jump it.
I love it. All right, final break. Hey, show today brought to you by Prime IV. If you've suffered from allergies like I do, let me tell you what. Go down there, get the Myers cocktail. It's a super powerful drip. Can help you with your spring allergies. Maybe it's the blooming on the trees. Maybe it's the ragwood. Maybe it's the rabbit brush. Maybe you're allergic to the grass. The dust particles. I mean, you can have a ton of allergies out there unless you've been tested to see specifically what you are. Doesn't matter what they are. The Myers cocktail is going to help. Get a shot of glutathione, get some vitamin D. You can throw some NAD plus in there, and you will be feeling fantastic, ready to tackle the work, go on vacation, or chase the kids around. No matter what you're up to, always good once or twice a month to get down to Prime IV. Check out their website, PrimeIVSTG.com. Tell them Devin Dixon told you to stop on by. They also have the Eden Spa. Eden Head and Foot Spa inside of Prime IV, and I cannot wait to try that. It's been open for a few months now, and a nice little add-on there. Go get a scalp massage or pedicure and a foot massage at Eden while you're at Prime IV. Make a little pamper day out of it at Prime IV here in St. George. Celebrated their anniversary the other day in March, and here we go into April, and it is allergies. And because of the warm temperature, I know it cooled back off this week, but everything bloomed a little early, so the allergies are actually hitting a little bit earlier. So, I for about 2 weeks there, until I went and got that Myers cocktail, I was plugged up to the numbers just looking for my golf ball out in the desert. So if you're like me and you suffer from allergies, go to Prime IV. Got to take a break. Back in a flash. It's The Drive. We'll wrap things up on a Wacky Wednesday after a message and a quick break.